Let's dive straight in.
Matterhorn accident, May 15th, 1964. Disneyland, Anaheim, California.
It was a warm Friday evening. Crowds filled the park for summer kickoff. 16-year-old Mark Maples was riding Disneyland's newest thrill, the Matterhorn bobsleds. The ride was known for its sharp turns and fast drops. No seatbelts, no restraints, just padded seats and a metal lap bar. Mark sat near the back of the bobsled with two classmates. As the ride climbed the mountain, it picked up speed fast, hitting up to 27 miles per hour. Witnesses later said Mark was standing up during the ascent. As the bobsled entered one of the steep downhill sections inside the mountain, Mark either stood or was thrown up suddenly. He was ejected from his seat. He flew backwards and slammed his head on the steel track below. Other riders screamed as his body tumbled onto the lower tracks. The ride didn't stop immediately. It kept moving, carrying the other guests through the course. Ride operators finally hit the emergency stop. Mark was found unconscious with severe skull fractures. He was rushed to a local hospital in critical condition. Doctors tried surgery, but his injuries were too severe. He died 3 days later. Disney blamed guest misconduct. Mark's family didn't sue. The park quietly added warning signs, but didn't add seatbelts until much later.
Outcome? 1 teen dead. First fatal accident in Disneyland's history. Monorail tragedy, June 17th, 1966. Disneyland Monorail, Anaheim.
It was graduation night for Thomas Guy Cleveland, 19. He and a few friends decided to sneak into Disneyland after hours. They climbed the 15-foot outer fence near the monorail track, just before 10 p.m. Security spotted them and gave chase. Thomas decided to run along the monorail beam, a narrow concrete structure just a few feet wide. He didn't realize a monorail train was approaching behind him. The trains run fast, about 30 miles per hour. The security guard yelled for him to climb down, but Thomas kept running, maybe trying to hide on a maintenance platform. He misjudged the speed. The monorail came up fast and hit him from behind. His body was dragged about 30 to 40 feet before the train finally stopped. The driver didn't see him in time. There was no way to stop quickly on the elevated beam. Thomas died instantly from massive head and torso injuries. Disney classified it as trespassing. The park increased security near the monorail fences after the incident.
Outcome? 1 teen killed instantly, crushed and dragged under the train. America Sings accident, June 28, 1974. Disneyland's America Sings attraction.
18-year-old Deborah Gail Stone just started her summer job as a hostess. She worked inside a rotating theater that had multiple stages arranged in a circle. The audience sat in a rotating outer ring. After each scene, the ring would slowly move to the next stage. It looked harmless, but there was a dangerous gap between the moving wall and the stationary stage.
Around 10:30 p.m.,
Deborah was standing near the wall when the audience section started rotating. She either stepped too close or got trapped accidentally. As the wall moved, she was crushed between the moving and stationary sections. Another employee heard a scream and hit the stop button, but it was too late. Deborah was found pinned, with severe crushing injuries to her chest and pelvis. She died on the spot. The ride closed briefly. Disney added breakaway walls and light sensors to detect movement in the gap.
Outcome: a young employee crushed to death inside a family attraction. Rivers of America drowning, June 4th, 1983. Disneyland's Rivers of America.
18-year-old Gerardo Gonzalez and his brother stayed in the park after closing. They hid on Tom Sawyer Island until the park emptied out. They decided to swim across the river to get back to the main park. The river is 100 feet wide in some spots. It's deeper than it looks, and the current from the pumps is strong. Gerardo couldn't swim well. Halfway across, he started struggling. His younger brother made it to the other side and got help, but it was too late. Rescuers searched for hours. They found Gerardo's body the next morning. Disney closed Tom Sawyer Island at night after the incident and increased security patrols.
Outcome: 1 teen drowned in Disneyland's artificial river. Dock accident, December 24th, 1998. Disneyland's Rivers of America dock.
It was Christmas Eve. Colleen Gallagher, 33, and her husband were watching the Columbia, a replica sailing ship, return to dock. The ship was supposed to be secured with a rope, but a rookie cast member wrapped the rope wrong. As the ship approached, the rope tightened suddenly and tore a metal cleat off the dock. That metal cleat, 8 pounds of steel, flew like a bullet. It hit Colleen in the face. She dropped instantly. Her husband was also hit but survived. Emergency teams rushed in, but the blow caused massive trauma. She died at the scene. This was the first guest death caused by a park operation failure, not guest error. Disney was fined for safety violations.
Outcome: a freak accident killed a guest in front of a crowd on Christmas Eve.
Fireworks worker explosion.
November 27th, 2010.
Disneyland fireworks staging area, backstage Anaheim. Before the nightly fireworks show, workers were preparing shells in a restricted zone. A 37-year-old male employee was loading mortars when something went wrong. Around 4:20 p.m., a shell exploded prematurely. The blast hit him directly. Other employees heard the explosion and rushed over. He had severe chest and head injuries. Paramedics arrived fast, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Disney immediately canceled the fireworks show that night. OSHA investigated and found safety procedure failures.
Outcome: one worker killed instantly in a backstage fireworks explosion.